Hey everyone, Miss Jamie here again. I'm going to show you a couple more crafts, a couple more ideas of things you can make this week. These ones will involve some fine motor when you play with them, some gross motor when you play with them, so they're really good. And of course, language can go with everything. So the first one I'm going to show you is we're going to make bowling, animal bowling. I made a couple already. Oops, my pig's upside down just to show you. And all you need is a toilet paper roll. And you want to have a couple because you're going to want to be able to stack them. This guy is supposed to be my sheep, but he looks more like a snowman. So you just want to be able to do that. So I figured if I made a couple for you, we could stack them up like that. So all I did was decide how big I wanted mine to be. I drew a line to match these guys roughly, because that was the hard part, moms and dads. If they didn't line up, they didn't stack very well. But you don't have to cut it. You can leave it full length if you want. Then I just took a piece of paper. I'm going to make a horse, so I just took a piece of paper, kind of lined it up here. Drew my line across, and then I went ahead and cut it. So again, if you have scissors, you can have your kiddo cut them. If you don't have adaptive scissors, you can go ahead and cut, or you can have them rip, because remember, nothing needs to be perfect here. So I went ahead and I just put glue on my paper. So also for the horse, since it's brown, you could just leave the toilet paper roll if you want, whatever is easiest. If you don't have construction paper, because it actually is not that easy to find right now, you can just use crayon or marker, whatever you want. So I just went ahead and rolled it up like so, pushed it shut, and then I took my marker and I just drew a little face on this guy. Gave him some eyes. And a little mouth and maybe some ears, so he looks more like a horse. I'm not an artist, so you can see he's not the best, but he's there. And then I was going to go ahead and make a sheep or a cow. So again, I have my line here to cut to match it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Let me get my white paper here. I'm going to draw my line to kind of get it here. Go ahead and cut across. Again, you don't have to use paper for any of these. You can just color. Honestly, if you didn't want to make them animals, you didn't have to, but that was just the fun of it to go along with our theme this week of the Big Red Barn. So I'm putting my glue on it. The kids do a good job with glue. They just sometimes need reminding to spread it across. It's a fun one just to dip in one spot. And I go ahead and maybe here roll up my paper. Excuse me. I pinch it here at the end to make sure it sticks. Excuse me. And I'm just going to give my cow some spots. Color in my spots. Color it in. Give him some eyes, a nose, and a little mouth. Maybe some ears again. Again, I'm not the best, but it's alright. And so I'm going to go ahead and stack these guys. I'm going to give them 3. Oh, then Mr. Pig likes to be upside and Mr. Duck. And here's, they can help stack them. So a good skill for gross fine motor. Again, it's got to be semi-close, so my cow needs to be cut a little bit. He was a little too tall. And then I can add my horse. And I believe there was a YouTube video on there. If mine's a little confusing, you can go to the learning plan for the week and check it out. But I thought it'd be fun to make it. So there. And then I got a ball. And look it. I just got a little orange ball. I'm gonna move this back. think I've told you guys I'm using my ping pong table as my desk. So, and I'm going to take my ball and just roll it on down. There, and you can knock them down so you can work on stacking them back up. So one tip I would say is don't cut them, just leave them as is if you're using toilet paper rolls, because it is really hard. You can see even though I lined them up, I really was off on that. So that is animal bowling. Another one is if you have Mega Blocks or Legos, anything that they won't put in their face, or the soft foamy blocks, you can build a barn. You can also, I didn't make one, but you could build a barn out of paper, and you could put doors that open. You make little sheets of paper where the door opens, and you could work on putting your animal in, and you could say, who's in the barn? And again, I don't have farm animals here, but we could pretend lion's in the barn. Okay, and then you could ask a question. You could say, is the dog in the barn? No. Lion's in the barn, and he can come out and in. So you can make a big tower of blocks, or you could make just a little one. You could make one out of paper and use your farm animals that we colored that I showed you in the other video to put them in. Okay, so all sorts of things you can do with that one. And then the other one we can do that I have for this video is feed the animal. So all I did was take a Pringle jar and I made a pig. Okay. And I just covered the Pringle jar in the color of the pig. And then I took a piece of paper, it's much bigger than the Pringle jar can, as you can see the top, that's the top. And I cut a big piece of paper and cut some out. And then I drew my eyes and glued some ears, and I drew his little nose. And then you can see here, my glue is still dripping, but I kind of super glued it on there. And this one's a good sensory. This is oatmeal and rice. You could add some glitter to it to make it shine a little bit. And you could just work on putting it in. Feed the animal. Now if you wanted to, you could make, my bucket's not very big. I would suggest keeping it in a bucket or doing it outside so that you don't make a humongous mess all over the carpet. But if you wanted to, you could make a few of them, and you could, you know, say feed the duck, and have them put it in the right container of feeding the duck. So again, it's pretty simple to make. If you wanted to, I don't know why all my paper is disappearing, but just glue this around. I just glued it. It went all the way around like so. And I just glued it, and then I cut out the top and put it on there. You can leave these on if you want. You just got to cut out of them, or you can take them off. Whatever is easiest for you. So those are a couple more. There will be some more later on, and I will see you later.